Carly Fiorina now demanding a spot on the stage Saturday night. Tomorrow night, ABC News announcing she did not meet its criteria to qualify. So here's the lineup as it stands right now in New Hampshire. 7 candidates, just one debate. Fiorina completely shut out. Her campaign saying this: Carly has rightfully earned her spot in Saturday's presidential debate. We demand that the media stop inserting itself in our election process and allow voters the chance to hear from Carly Fiorina, end quote. Will they? Sean Spicer, Communications Director, Chief Republican Strategist for the Republican National Committee. And Sean, welcome from New Hampshire today. Good to have you back on our program.
Thanks, Bill.
Does she have a fighting chance to change their mind?
Well, ABC, as all networks, determine the criteria for the debates. They issued that criteria a month ago and announced who made it yesterday, as you saw. Look, I think that we've seen in the past, Governor Christie didn't make the main stage once. Senator Paul didn't. They worked hard, got back on it. I would hope that she would continue to work hard. And we've got several debates, one a week now going on. And if she gets those numbers up, she'll be back on the stage, as did Governor Christie, as did Senator Paul.
Yeah, her argument, though. She's like, listen, I got more votes than John Kasich and Chris Christie in Iowa, the only state that's actually voted. She's got more delegates than them. She says she's tied with delegates so far with Jeb Bush. As you know, that's what you need at the convention. Doesn't she make a pretty good point?
Well, look, you've got 3 candidates, that dropped out this week. Both Senator Paul and Governor Huckabee both got a delegate, too. I think if they knew that the rules could be changed, maybe they would have stayed in. So I think, what do you say to them if you turn around and say, well, if you change the rules, do they then get to get back in the race and say, knowing that I could have been on the stage in New Hampshire, based on that, then I would get in. But the criteria was set. Everyone knew what it was, and so I think it would be highly unfair to turn around and change it retroactively at this point.
I think the RNC would like to have her voice on that stage.
I think she's a great candidate. I mean, right, Bill, I think that she's a great candidate, and we've been blessed by a tremendous amount. I think we, the party, have gone out of our way since the beginning of this process, and you and Martha were there back in Cleveland last August when we took the unprecedented step of making sure that all of the top 17 candidates had a place on 1 or 2 stages, and have tried to maintain that as long as possible. So when it comes to the party, we have gone out of our way in a historic fashion to ensure that as many voices of our candidates could be on stage as possible. But at some point, the criteria is what it is, and we have to recognize that.
Yeah, and they fight this all the time. One more thing on this I want to ask you about the overall field. What she is saying is that the game is rigged. She's saying that the networks have their own criteria and they make it up as they go along. She's saying, hey, these are all backroom deals that are cut between the party and, or the parties, I should say, in the networks. You heard that. What did you think?
Well, I mean, respectfully, they've been out there publicly for a month now as far as what they are. They have been for every network. They release them. They talk about what it's going to take to get in. And so, it is what it is. That's what I can tell you. I think that they've been done fairly. These criteria that ABC has are the most inclusive that anyone has been so far. They look at both how people placed in Iowa. They look at the top 6 in New Hampshire. They look at the top 6 nationally. There's 3 ways to get into that. That's probably the most inclusive criteria that we've had so far going forward.
Okay, one more thing here because I'm almost out of time. Republican presidential nominations, some new numbers out earlier today. Quinnipiac has Trump at 31, Cruz 22, Rubio 19. All the others nationally are in single digits. How much do these national polls matter, Sean, when you're dealing in these early states, Iowa and New Hampshire and eventually South Carolina?
Well, they do matter in terms of, I think, perception and momentum. But you're going to go from here into South Carolina, and then from South Carolina to Nevada. And then just a few short days after that, we have 11 states going on March 1st. Everything from Massachusetts and Delaware to southern states like Oklahoma and Arkansas and Alabama. So I think what's going to happen is in the next few weeks, people are going to have an opportunity to really prove the strength of their campaign, the organization, and the depth of it, and decide whether or not they've got the resources to go on. But this is going to be a very different cycle than we've seen in the past, because instead of just going state to state to state, after these 4 early states, you've got to prove on March 1st that you've got the strength and organization to run a bigger campaign than just one state.
Yeah, I get it.
And then we'll slowly keep going from there. But it's going to be a fun, exciting time.
New Hampshire on Tuesday, 15 days from now. The 20th of February is South Carolina. We'll see you this weekend. Sean, thank you for your time. Sean Spicer, from the RNC. Thanks.
Thanks, Bill.